Yeah, we can start now.
Okay. I will start. Hi guys, this is Chris from DoraHacks, and welcome everyone to join the Cronos Project Demo Day. Today we are very happy to have should be three, but right now we have two amazing projects with us, which are Defi and IndexZoo. So before I start, I want to briefly introduce the Cronos Hackathon, which is a virtual hackathon that co-hosted by the Cronos and DoraHacks, which aims to encourage developers to contribute ideas and early stage projects released on the DeFi, NFT, Web3, GameFi, etc. We are really looking forward to all the amazing new projects building on the Cronos networks. So without further ado, let's welcome the first project, which is the DeFi to start. And remember, guys, if you have any questions during the session, please feel free to ask in our YouTube chat room. And yeah, feel free to start. Zach.
Hey, what's up, Chris? What's up, DoraHacks? So my name is Zed, and I'm coming from the DeFi team. So it's our very honor to receive the grand prize for the Cronos Hackathon, and I'm very pleased and excited to introduce about our project and also answer any question from the audience. Yep. Hey, Chris, are you there?
Yeah. Are you trying to show the project deck?
Sure. Okay, so I will go ahead and show our project deck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I will do that. Give me 1 second. I will start sharing the screen. Yep. So do you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So let's do it. So this is our demo day, and this is the slide we prepared especially for DoraHacks. And feel free during my presentation, if you have any question, feel free to shoot it my way. All right. Okay. So just a very brief introduction about our team. We have a few products in our portfolio. The first one is our Zeta. It is a DeFi ecosystem on the John blockchain, right? So we have a Zeta DEX aggregator. We also have Zeta Finance, and we also have a Zeta Exchange. So these are portfolio on Tron. Our portfolio on the BSC chain include DeFi, and upcoming we have the latest swap, which we call like KMM. So probably we are going to release it in the first quarter of 2022, right? So in a nutshell, our total TVL is about like $10 million across all the platforms. And so far, we have won a few hackathons. We came a third in the Binance 2021 hackathon, second in the John 2021 hackathon, and we are very happy to be honored as the grand prize for the Cronos hackathon. Yeah, so this is a very brief introduction about our team. So let's come straight to our project. So what is it about? So the main problem that we are seeing today with the DeFi ecosystem is fragmented liquidity. When we talk about fragmented liquidity, what it means is that, for example, if you deposit your liquidity into a platform, you can only utilize the liquidity in the platform itself. So, for example, in a blockchain, there are multiple DeFi ecosystem, right? And if you deposit your liquidity into one platform, you can't utilize the liquidity in another platform. So, as a whole, right? Let's say for BSC, they have, or like Ethereum, they have like more than 100 billion in terms of like TVL. But each of the platform, have about between 5 to 10 billion, right? And we see this is against the decentralization spirit, in a way that for the blockchain, we see that one of the key value that the blockchain offer to user is the interconnectivity. How all the device app can interact with one another. So uh, from the user point of view, it limit. Firstly is that the size of their loans. So for example, if I have a collateral in one DeFi platform, I can only borrow asset from that platform. In order to borrow from another platform, I basically need to have my collateral on the other platform, right? So even within my own fund, it is fragmented, right? So I can't borrow very much. And second is that the borrowing and lending interest rate, because if I already borrow in one platform, I'm basically like locked into that one platform. So I can't really move my funds around to the best borrowing and lending interest rate. And I feel like this problem, right, very similar to that of the conventional finance system, where we had different banks, and these banks have different rates. And I think for DeFi, it should be a better version of the real world financial system. And this is where we are heading to. We want to build a aggregate platform in which different DeFi ecosystem can interact and work with one another, right? So this is the grand vision for our DeFi. So we want to be the aggregate, right, lending and borrowing platform, in which the user, in which the user can cross collateralize, cross lend, and cross borrow. So, for example, the user can collateralize their asset in one platform, but they can borrow from another platform, etc. Right. So this is the very brief introduction about our project. What problem it is trying to solve, right, and how we are going to solve it using our DeFi product. Yes. Yeah. So probably this is at the end of my slide. Is there any questions so far?
Awesome. First, please allow me to check the YouTube chat room to see if there are any questions from the audience. Yeah. Okay. So I have a questions for you. So how do you feel? Because I see that you have participated into the different hackathons that held by the different layer ones, including BSC and Tron. So how do you feel about the building on the different layer ones, especially when you're building on Cronos compared with previous two?
Mm. I feel like one of our very first impression about Chronos is like right now it's still in a very very early stage. So a lot of the utilities and the platform are still very preliminary. Yeah, I think that is a very accurate word. So we need to figure out a lot of things. But of course, like, the best thing about Chronos is that it is EVM compatible. So it's not very hard for us to uh, crossover. So I think like the friendliness of the platform is key. And also, I think right now it's still in the very early stage. So I feel like the Chronos change is a very potential platform for developers.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I mean, absolutely, Kronos is still in a very early stage, but which means there are also a lot of potential opportunities come with the protocols, I believe. Yeah, and I'm just wondering if you have like a demo show of your website and or all about your products.
Sure, sure. I have a demo ready. Shall we proceed?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay,
It,
so
it
let's
will be
go to
great
that.
if you could show us. Yeah.
Okay, how about it now? Is it
Yeah.
clear?
Yeah, it works. It will be great if you could like briefly go through the products, like how it works, what it does. Yeah.
Sure, I will do that. Thanks a lot, Chris. So I feel like we want to make the platform very user friendly. So a lot of these things are self-explanatory, right? So I mean, like if you have used any other DeFi platform, this should come very intuitive for you guys. So in the front page, right, we have the list of all the assets that we support. So right now, the key asset, for example, USDC, USDT, BTC, right, and BUIDLers, we already listed here, right? And of course, because this is on a test net, so we also have, dedicate a site for you guys to figure out, how to use a test net. So let's say have not used Cronos testnet before. So you can like figure out the MetaMask according to this configuration, right? Yes. And let's say like if any of the audience that want to try out our product, you can use our faucet to mint some of the token. You can choose any token here, CRO, VUS, USDC, USDT, or BTC, right? You just need to enter your address, right? So for example, here, I have already have my MetaMask ready, and I just need to copy my address. So let's say I paste it here, and I want to get some USDT token. No, I'm gonna be like, let's try USDC and claim, right? And you just need to approve using your MetaMask per usual, right? So you just need to wait for it to mint. It depends on the network platform, but from my experience, the Chrono testnet is quite fast, so you should get it within a few seconds. Right, but let me go back to the main page. So once you have the token, right, and ensure you have the T-Crow as well. So for you to work on the Chrono testnet, it's very important that you have the T-Crow, right? So it's the blockchain native token, right? Right. So let's say that I have my T-Crow, right, and I have my test token, right. I can try to borrow and lend some of the token. So on the page, I already borrowed and lent something, but let me try something new. So for example, I want to start supplying for USDC. What I need to do is, firstly, I need to enable supply, right? So I click on enable, right? And MetaMask asking, right? Okay. Full transaction detail, okay. Insufficient fund, T-Crow. Okay, this is quite high. So let's try another thing. Okay, probably do not have enough T-Crow line crossnet. Let me see. Okay, right, right. So let's see. Okay, I think that right now the testnet is a little bit laggy. Yeah, because right now it's still in a very, very early stage. So sometimes the testnet doesn't load properly. Yes, because my asset is not loading properly, right? But in a nutshell, you should be able to supply the token as anyone can see on the screen, right? And once you have collateralized your asset, you can borrow any asset on the right hand side. All right, so let me see whether my MetaMask is loading properly. Yeah, so it's the loading token. Yeah, so as I said previously, sometimes it's still in a very early stage. So sometimes the Cronos testnet doesn't load properly. Yeah, so it's just unfortunate that it happens now. It's not loading. Okay, it loads. So let me try one more time. If the Chrono testnet load properly, but if not, I will just move ahead. Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, okay, so it's loading properly. So hopefully that we can. So just now I have just started supplying on USDT, right? And okay, how about I start supplying on the USDC, for demo purpose. All right, okay, yep, sounds good. Confirm. Right, it should be loading up. Pending. Okay, right. So it should start. Right. Okay, it's loading token again. Okay, so once you have supplied the USDC, for example, in this case, I have supplied about 50,000 Crow. I can start borrowing on the right hand side. So for example, in this case, I will be able to borrow a maximum of 18,000 USDT. So let me try to borrow something, right? And hopefully Chrono testnet will work smoothly. Borrow. Okay. Right. Confirm. Okay. Yep. Right. So it works. So right now I have managed to, firstly, if you see on the left hand side, I have managed to supply my USDC token as a collateral, right? And on the right hand side, I have supplied borrowed USDT. I borrowed about 3,500 USDT, right? So this is the very basic of our DeFi system, right? But because it's only on the Chrono testnet, so we have not actually, display the full potential of our platform. So what I want to show you here, right, is just a real quick look at our full version on the BSC. And actually, we want to build the similar version on Chronos as well. So for example, on BSC, right, we have a different vault. So we have a Genesis vault, something similar to what we have here. We have a Genesis vault, right? But what is more important is that we also integrated with other platforms. So for example, on BSC, we have integrated with Alpaca. So basically, we allow our user to deposit into the Alpaca pool, right, and borrow across to our Genesis pool, right? And this is a feature that none other platform has supported it yet. So this is our core value proposition that we give to our user. So they can like cross collateralize, cross borrow, and cross lend across a different DeFi ecosystem within the same blockchain, right? So I guess that this is give a very good overview of our project, right? And I'm open to any question or feedback from the audience.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I do believe there is another questions. So this audience ask if you're gonna aggregate the existing lending protocols that based on the Chronos to your platform. I believe
Okay.
you will do, right?
Yes, of course, because this is on the Chrono testnet. So a lot of the platform are not open. But I think that right now we are working. We will probably work with like Tectonic to integrate into the platform, right? And so definitely it is within. We are developing it on it. Working on it actively.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah. Then I guess that'll be it for okay. Another questions, and this will be the last questions for the DeFi. So, which platform are you planning to connect with your platform in the future on Chronos? Do you have like any targets?
Yes. So as I have said just now, we plan to integrate with Tectonic as the very
Okay.
first platform. Yeah. That we are going to integrate on Chronos.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dad, for presentation. We're gonna move to the next one. Uh, Marshall, are you ready?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, good.
Feel free to start.
Yeah, I'll start. So first of all, it's an honor to actually. Can you guys hear me?
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
good. Yeah, so it's an honor to be the winner for the DeFi track for the Cronos Hackathon. And so we are IndexZoo. And here, let me share my screen. Yep, can you guys see the screen? Should be all set. So today, pleasure to be joining you guys on the Dora stream and talk about what IndexZoo is about. So basically, Zoo, we are a tokenized index. We're a multi-chain ecosystem of tokenized index and leverage tokens that are built for the utmost accuracy, the maximum leverage, and also the lowest cost. So with 2021 last year, we've seen the boom of sort of the multi-chain starting to shake out for the future of blockchain. It's becoming more and more important for different ecosystem to be somehow connected to each other and making the life of DeFi users and future crypto investors easier because we've seen so many blockchains and they do get segregated in terms of user base. And we know that for index investments as a tool, as an asset class, has the biggest total asset under management in traditional finance. ETFs and index funds, they tend to be the biggest investment vehicles. And we think we'll see the same for DeFi just because the ease of use. Think about for investors outside of DeFi or current users who wanted to get exposures to certain blockchain, it won't be easier than buying the index that represents the ecosystem. So hence, Zoo, we are building, hopefully building the multi-chain standard for index and leverage index investing. So hence we are really want to be the one-stop shop to connect to all the blockchains so that users can be able to buy all the indexes representing these blockchains from Zoo and also be able to use more exotic products like leverage token, volatility tokens. So here are the blockchains such as the Ethereum layer 2s and the new layer 1s, and also the Polkadot and Cosmos ecosystem chains that we have a relationship or partnership with, and we are going to be launched to be multi-chain and sort of enable these overall thesis, which we think is really the future of DeFi investing as from the index perspective. More specifically, Zoo is launched to solve a couple of problems with DeFi index products. Specifically, with index, people are looking for more product diversity. Currently, there's only really long tokens, and even with leverage tokens on like Bitcoin or Ether, there's the leverage is fairly low, and when users want to launch new products, and there's generally a very slow process through the governance to launch products. So those are what we're trying to fix, especially with leverage tokens. People buy them to be able to get the accurate tracking. However, that's not generally not the case for leverage tokens that are on Ethereum layer 1, just because of the cost of rebalancing. Hence, the products are very hard to be not only get high leverage, but also to get the accurate leverage, which is what the users are really looking for in these products. And last but not least, the costs are a major factor, not only for the manager of the index but also for users to be able to buy them and sell them. Right now, it's almost impossible to mint or redeem these products just due to the cost of being on layer 1. So here we see that users generally complain the most about the accuracy with the leverage tokens. And so here's a leverage token that are supposed to be 2 times on exposure on Ether, but on the day that Ether went up 3.6, actually didn't went up as much than the underlying assets. And this is generally because of the frequency with the rebalancing. So it's what the users complain the most. Another thing is really the cost, because people love leverage tokens. They want to be able to buy them anywhere other than Ethereum. So with Do, specifically for the leverage token, we're innovating with a unique solution, which is to build the leverage token with layer 2 DEX perpetual contract. So specifically, using the derivative has lots of advantages over using the traditional way, which is traditional DeFi way, which is to use the lending lending protocols like Aave and buy the underlying assets on the spot market, such as Uni and SushiSwap. So using derivative, it kind of transfer the exposure from lending to essentially margin trading of the derivative contracts. So with these, obviously, with the derivative being on layer 2, the cost will be reduced dramatically. Hence, the index manager can just make the rebalancing much more frequent, hence providing user not only higher leverage, but also accurate leverage. With these, we can also create obviously the inverse token, because it's the same to go long or go short in the derivative market. So we can create a suite of hedging and speculation products for the bear market. We can also create more exotic products like volatility tokens, connecting with like other more like options, DEXs on as well. Last but not least, with the cost reduction, we can actually make the product modularized and open to users to create their own index and be able to enable the mint and redeem, which is instrumental for tokens that doesn't have a huge market cap. So this just opens a suite of applications for indexing. So here specifically at launch, we will have the bear and the bull, as the name suggests, which is the inverse and the long index. So with the using the derivatives to build the index, we can actually go up to like 5 times long and short, hence providing users with the maximum capital efficiency. And if you want to dig deeper into the design, we actually are, with the frequent rebalancing, going to be able to offer a fixed leverage mandate as opposed to a floating range, which is what you see from our competitors in both DeFi and CeFi. I think getting a fixed high leverage at a predictable manner, it's definitely instrumental for this type of products. It's better because those are going to be very infrastructural products, the bear and the bull tokens with that bears leverages. So in the future, there's generally two directions of products that we're planning. Number one, it's more active index, we actually call it the smart panda for the bear, the active bear token. which essentially is index that is actively managed to give you not only the hedging, but also trying to capture alpha in the downturns. And for the fear volatility index, just like we are composable on projects like DYDX and Perpetual Protocol, we are going to be composable on the options protocols in DeFi and create natively volatilities that are natively captured on chain. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So here, want to give you guys sort of a quick rundown of our UI and website. It's a very straightforward website. Everything will be here in the same place. So when you come to our website, you'll be able to see that we kind of separate our products into 3 categories. I think the multi-chain thesis, that's definitely very important. It's like I said in the beginning, we want to be the one-stop shop for you to be able to interact with, let's say, Polygon or Near, to be able to just access and then access the exposures, not only through the ecosystem index, but also through the leverage tokens on the ecosystem token. And at the same time, we'll have the bear and the bull high leverage token, which utilizes the derivative contracts that give you the best possible leverage and the best possible capital efficiency. So everything will be here for you to be able to view your balance and also view the different type of products. So we do plan to have a integral token that are not only for governance, but also for utility. I think we don't want to just want to have a token that's a governance token. I think it's very important for users to be able to share the profits for IndexZoo, especially that we are building a pretty sophisticated ecosystem of multi-chain index platform. So users will be able to share the profits across all the blockchains that those operates on. And also the tokens will be a utility token that incentivizes users to be on the platform and use the token to pay the streaming fees or management fees of the products. And here's Zoo's roadmap. We are still relatively a new project that's launched last year, and currently we are working on deployments on the aforementioned EVM compatible chains. And I think in about a month or so, we'll also be integrated on top of the Cronos chain. And we're very excited for that. So in the end, we want to have a suite of products like the bear and the fear, which essentially provides you hedging solutions for the downturn and also the short-term volatility risks. And we want to also we can provide the ecosystem index, which is a great way for adoption. And going forward with NFT index and or active index or index that bears yield through the vault structure. Really, we want to be the one-stop shop for all of your investment needs. And here's our team. Our team mainly comes from a traditional finance background. I myself, we come from a quantitative background, used to be in trading. And our chief researcher, he's actually used to be a research analyst at the Federal Reserve and kind of converted to the dark side eventually. So to summarize this, what we are bringing with our multi-chain and layer 2 solution, it's really capital efficiency that comes with using derivatives and providing users the index and leverage token with the utmost tracking accuracy, and at the same time at the lowest cost possible. So that's basically our presentation. If you're interested in learning more, definitely join our Telegram, follow us on Twitter, happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, thanks, Marshall, for the wonderful presentation. I believe the whole process is pretty clear about your project, and I believe this is actually a very interesting one. And right now, I see a few questions. So
sure.
one is going to be, how does liquidation works at the back end? of your project?
Yeah, good question. So I think specifically we're talking about the leverage tokens. So the appeal of buying leverage token for DeFi users is really that you don't have to worry about the problem with liquidation or funding rates, transaction costs, or yields. None of those. You just hold the tokens and it'll be able to give you the automatic exposure. So the backend handles all of that. With specifically, so our design that specifically using derivatives, so everything would be through the margin trading. Currently, so we're integrating on top of perpetual protocols v2, which is currently on Optimism. So the backend handles essentially monitors the health of the token and be able to deleverage when the market goes against it. The maximum case or the worst case scenario would be for the bear or the bull token to hold 100% cash that withstands when the market goes completely against it, so that it kind of handles the downturn that way. With the leverage token that using lending and borrowing protocol is essentially the same, only that instead of managing the margin ratio, it manages the loan to value ratio and kind of deleverages that way. So, but the key is that it's all done in the protocol so that users can just be able to hold it in their wallet.
Gotcha. Thank you. And another questions will be, how do you see your index tokens can be composable with other DeFi protocols?
Right, great question. So really, for us, it's about building these infrastructural products that are, for DeFi, it's still early stage, but these products are very much useful and can be used on other products, other protocols. So such as, for example, our leverage token can be used as collateral for like any other purposes, and also for like more. I think specifically we are very much as index, like from the TradFi's kind of analogy, these are asset management tools that are going to be useful for any asset managers in DeFi. So like projects like DHedge or any project that are like so enable social trading can use our products as the building blocks for their portfolio. And at the same time, we are also very much involved in just being able to launch the product quicker with more flexibility. Because I know that lots of DAOs, they want to have their own index in a way to manage their treasuries, or in some cases they have incubated projects that they wanted to just be able to put everything in the pool and then sell to the future investors. So those, we're very flexible. We're actually talking with DAOs like new older DAOs, which incubated lots of great DeFi projects, and have these tools to be completely managed and used by them to help with their treasury or long-term strategies. So those are something very interested as well.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, this part is definitely very interesting. I believe it is still very early stage, but it will be great to watch that how you're gonna partner with those DAOs and develop their index tokens in the future. Yeah, definitely a very interesting topic. Yep. Yeah, I guess that will be it for today. And we're gonna move to the next project. And really appreciate your effort about the presentation, Marshall, and definitely catch up in the future.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you very much, Marshall. And hi, Al. How's it going?
Good morning. How's it going?
Yeah, and glad you joined at the last minute. We're gonna miss you. Yeah. But anyways, feel free to start when you're ready.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, what we're working on is Cronos Warriors, which is a. Let me share this. Okay, here we go. All right. So this is what you'd get on visiting our DApp, Cronos Warriors Oh well, probably I should explain what it is first. Cronos Warriors it's a NFT game. Basically, your crow is upon minting a character here. For now, we're testing with 50 test crow. Upon minting, that crow is bound to your character. I can show you a chart. So you're not spending 50 crow. Well, you're not giving 50 crow to us. There is a mint fee, and the rest of it goes as your character's experience. So as you level up, you're earning more crow. But for you to gain crow, someone has to lose it. So at the top here, you can see a battle feed from other test battles we've done. And you can see the loser on the right, winner on the left. And this is experience transferred from one character to another. So let me start from the top and we do a quick run through, and then you can ask me any questions that you may have. Okay, so each character is, well, it's generative as well. So there are a bunch of traits. We haven't even gotten into counting them because we're not thinking on having a cap, and we want them to be as unique as possible. So we kept adding, and so now here we have your warrior. Let me set this up like this. This is much more comfortable. And let's do another one that you can battle with. So you can see randomly generated and, well, pseudo random for now until chain link. Just waiting on. Here we have one more. Okay. So your legacy screen would show all your warriors. These are the two we just minted. You have skill points to allocate. And you can see here, 5 crow or 5 test crow was the fee, and the rest is your warrior's experience. So allocate points. Okay, there we go. Transaction confirmed. And first you select which warrior you'd like to battle with. You have 2 options. On your legacy screen, which shows all your warriors, you can click anyone and select, or from any other screen. Say you're on the leaderboard and there's a warrior you'd like to challenge, like here. You can hit the drop down and to show a list of all your warriors. So quick and easy, I can have this. Challenge, wait on transaction. And there we go. But to have one go through, let me use 2. So you can challenge your own warriors, but a warrior can't battle itself. Okay. So when transaction is confirmed on chain, a battle request will show up here in the battle request dropdown for each warrior. Oh, this one is still loading. Check and share. Okay, there we go. Transaction confirmed. Okay. So if you're still selected the warrior you've chosen to fight with, you can cancel any open battles that you have by selecting that warrior. And also, if you've challenged a warrior and before they've accepted, you update your skills or your level changes, it'll void that battle. So it'll revert, well, not revert, but nullify, make it illegal. So the opponent will no longer be able to accept and remove it from their list, which is over here. So we have here, can accept. Confirm. Next successful. And at the top here, we have a battlefield which shows all the battles confirmed on chain. We are in an update, we're working on having more visual feedback of what actually happens on chain, because there's a, how would I explain it? It's by, well, random, of course, but then we'll have weapons that can augment your statistics, and we want to show, like, people would like to know how many of their attacks were critical, how many got dodged, etc., and how much damage is being done. So we have a battle feed. Like after it's been confirmed on chain, you can call it watch a replay, or in the future, we'd actually like to have it animated because all the characters are actually already cut up to be animated. So here we can see that Cronos Champ beat Dora Warrior. And now, okay, needs to win one more fight to be able to level up. You can see experience gained. Let's refresh. Okay, so Cronos Champ has already leveled up, has 2 points to allocate. Could do that, or if you so desire, we can then burn this warrior to get back the crow. So it basically won 5 crow in the fight, but because there's a fee, the mint fee, you'd be getting back, you'd be breaking even after 1 battle. So let's go ahead there. Share. And there you go. I've got back that crow. If I have other warriors here that, let's burn this guy, level 3, worth 76 crow. So I've made that back. I have a Here we go. This is, well, as it is right now, a breakdown of the crow locks to your warrior that you have earned as you progress. So level 1, fairly low. By the time you get to level 27, you have about 2,500 crow locked. This we're still tweaking because we realized that at lower levels, the gas fees alone may cost you nearly as much as what you could win in early battles. So we'll tweak that so it's optimal for lower level warriors and adjust itself as you progress. So it's fairly simple, but right now, our roadmap, we'd like to have things like weapons, gear, even cosmetics, like the background on here, since this is all drawn and not just a picture, you can have for a different background, like a gold one for warriors that have won 5 straight battles, and promoting people to actually use the application, and things like tournaments. Oh, I did not share that screen. Sorry. There we go. So your warriors would also be tradable. So you can get a rare looking warrior. There are many different looks that you can get. Some traits. Oh, I need to. Some traits more rare than others. So even other than having the value of your warrior based on just the crow locked to it, you can have a look that somebody else wants, and it can be. We can integrate many different styles, so that, or each season we can have seasons where people. One season this is the race warriors that we have. Next season it can be elves. So there's a lot of progression possible. And then things like weapons that will augment your stats, which will also be NFTs tradable on partnered marketplaces. And then for those that don't want to battle other players, we'll have PvE setups where you can put together a team without a contract and challenge to get loot boxes, drops. And as already mentioned, we'll have many different races coming out on a per season basis, depending on how we like to progress. So. that's it for Cronos Warriors. It's simple, quick, and hopefully fun for people looking for more than just trading NFTs.
Thank you very much, AL, for the presentation. As you said, this is actually a really interesting project, which is simple and user-friendly for maybe for audience who want to relax and try to have some fun. Yeah, definitely a very interesting concept. And let me see if there. Yeah, I believe you just showed the roadmap of the project. So I guess that'll be it for today. Thank you very much for showing your projects, and for all the audience, if you are interested. Oh yeah, actually, Al, do you have like any communities or social media?
Actually, yes, we're just setting that up. We have Twitter, just setting up Twitter at Cronos Warriors.
Okay.
So I can
Cool. Yeah,
share that as well.
Yeah, so for audience, if you are interested in the Cronos Warriors, just definitely follow up their Twitters, and also the same for previous two projects, which are Defi Finance and the IndexZoo. They have built up the Twitter and the Telegram. So if you want to catch up the progress of the projects, definitely join their social media, join the community, and participate in their ecosystem building. Also, I guess that will be it for today, and really appreciate all the amazing questions and the participations for the project demo days. I believe the whole sessions is really interesting for all the audience. And also, we are really looking forward to the Cronos ecosystems boostings in the futures. We have actually a series of events for our builders and voters in the following days. Tomorrow, we will have another project demo day with DexPad, Soapy Finance, and Zachary. If you haven't followed us on YouTube, definitely do that, so you won't miss out any of the upcoming maybe project demo or workshop session in the future. And yeah, I hope everyone could build their kickstart product in the industries. And good luck with buildings. Yeah, that'll be it for today. Thank you very much for joining us today again, AL, and thanks Michelle and Zad for joining us. Thank you very much.